Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video we are going to understand how to automatically save email attachments in Google Sheets and Google Drive. So are you also using these applications for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here I'm in HR department of a company and we frequently receive resumes via email. So what I want is that as soon as we receive the new resume via email, again automatically the details received in the mail like the candidate name, candidate's email address and the resume link should be added as a new row in my Google Sheets, and also that resume should be saved in my Google Drive too. So I'm going to do this because I want to securely store all the resumes and also make them easily accessible. So to do this we are going to create a connection between email parser, Google Sheets and Google Drive. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to understand how to automatically save Gmail attachments in Google Sheets and Google Drive. So I work in HR department of a mid-sized company and we frequently receive resumes via Gmail. So now to streamline our document process, what I want is that as soon as I receive a new mail with the attached resume, automatically I want to add the details of that in my Google Sheets, like the date of the resume received, the candidate name, the email address from which the resume is received and the resume link. And also I want to upload that same resume in my Google Drive right over here too. So I'm going to do all of this because this ensures that all candidate resumes are securely stored and easily accessible, while also maintaining a record of all attachments in Google Sheets for tracking and references. So to do all of this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect's account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to automatically save email attachments in Google Sheets and Google Drive. And then we are going to click on create, and now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So that's why over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So this means that the trigger commands the workflow and the actions are response to that command. So I'm going to select my trigger application right over here, which is email parser. So I'm going to select email parser right over here because I want that as soon as I receive a new cover letter or resume through my Gmail, automatically my workflow should be triggered. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new email. And now it is giving me an email. So we are going to use this to create a connection between our email parser and our Pabbly's workflow. So first I'm going to copy this email and then we are going to open our Gmail account, and as you can see that this is my Gmail account. From here we are going to go on settings and then we are going to go on see all settings. And now after opening this, we are going to go on this forwarding and POPIMAP. And now over here you can see forwarding, add a forwarding address. So I'm going to click on this. And now it is saying please enter a new forwarding email address. So we are going to paste the email address we copied from our workflow. And then we are going to click on next. And now as you can see that it is asking me for some verification. So I'm going to do the verifications right over here. And yes, you can see that I've successfully verified this. And now it is saying forwarding mail to this. So we are going to click on proceed right over here because yes, we want to forward the mail. And now it is saying a confirmation link has been sent to this to verify the permission. So I'm going to click on OK. And yes, we are going to open our workflow again. And over here you can see that we have captured a response. Over here we have received a confirmation link. So to get that confirmation link, I'm going to scroll towards the body text. And as you can see over here is my body text. So I'm going to expand this first. And over here you can see the confirmation link. So I'm going to copy this link and then we are going to open this link in a new tab to confirm that we want to forward the mails to this email address. So I'm going to open a new tab and then we are going to open this link. And yes, you can see that it is saying please confirm forwarding. So we are going to click on confirm right over here. And yes, you can see confirmation success. So this means that we have successfully set it up a connection between our email parser and our Pabbly's workflow. So now I'm going to click on recapture parser response. I'm going to click on this because I want to receive the response of the attachment with the resume submitted. So to do this, we are going to open our Gmail again. And over here, we are going to refresh this. And now you can see that it is saying forward a copy of incoming mail to this. And I'm going to select it as keep the mails copy in the inbox too, and then we are going to click on save changes. And yes, you can see that now we have successfully created this connection and now we are going to do a test submission. So to do this, I'm going to open my another Gmail account and over here we are going to compose a mail. So I'm going to attach a resume right over here with the mail too. So I'm going to enter the mail first. So first I'm going to add the recipient, which is this. So I'm going to add it, and then for the subject, I want the subject to be this Ashi Rai resume, and then we are going to enter the mail body as this. And now after entering this, we are going to attach the resume right over here. For that, we are going to click on this attach files button, and over here you can see the resume. So I'm going to attach this right over here, and as you can see that we have successfully attached this, and now we are going to click on send. And yes, you can see we have successfully sent this message. So now I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response of this message or not with the attachment too. So I'm going to open my workflow and we are going to wait for a few seconds. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response. Over here I'm going to look for the body text, and as you can see that this is the body text. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now we are going to move on to our action step. But before moving further in our workflow, I want to add a filter condition right over here that only if the mail is received of the resume or the cover letter, then only this workflow should move on further, because I received different mails on different time. So I'm going to select the action application as filter, and then we are going to select filter by Pabbly. It is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add the condition in your workflow. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as filter values, and then we are going to click on connect. And now for the label, we are going to select the subject. So I'm going to search for subject right over here, and as you can see the subject, so we are going to select it. So now I want the label to be subject, and then for the filter type we are going to select it as contains. So now I want that if the subject contains resume, then only this workflow should move on forward. So I'm going to select resume right over here, and then we are going to add a or condition because I want that either resume or you can also see cover letter. So that's why again we are going to select the label as subject over here. Over here you can see subject. So now I want that either label, resume or cover letter. So for the filter type we are going to select it as contains again, and then for the value we are going to select it as cover letter. So I'm going to enter it right over here, and now after entering it we are going to move on forward and click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see status success condition is true because our subject contains resume word in that. That's why we have successfully added this filter step. So now we are going to move on further to next action step. So I'm going to add it, and now for the action application, we are going to select Google Sheets right over here because I want to maintain the records in my Google Sheets too. So I'm going to search for it, and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as add new row, and then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And now after selecting my Gmail account, it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow Pabbly save, and as soon as we are going to click on allow, you can see that we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly's workflow. Over here you can see connected, and now it is asking me for the spreadsheet name and the sheet name. So the name of my spreadsheet is resume and cover letters log. So I'm going to select it right over here too. So I'm going to select resume and cover letter, and then it is automatically going to select my sheet because I have only a single sheet in my spreadsheet. So now we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the date, candidate name, email address and the resume link. So these are the same details we have entered in our columns in Google Sheets. So I'm going to map all of these details. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know that our previous step was the trigger step where we selected email parser as a trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our email parser only. So as soon as I'm going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new mail received in my email parser. So I'm going to give you an example that over here in front of date, suppose I'm going to enter a date right over here, suppose this manually. Then this will not change with every new mail received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if I'm going to map it from the previous response, suppose I'm going to search for date right over here, and as you can see the date. So over here, if I'm going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So I'm going to map the candidate name too. So I'm going to search for display name right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the email address, so I'm going to map the candidate's email address right over here. So I'm going to search for it, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the resume link, so we are going to map this too. So I'm going to search for the link right over here, and as you can see the link received over here, you can see the attachment link. So we are going to map this. Now we're going to move on forward and click on save and send test request, and yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully added the details in our spreadsheet. So I'm going to open my sheet and check for the details. So I'm going to open my sheet, and yes, you can see the details have been added. Or you can see the date, the candidate name, the email address, and the resume link. So I'm going to open this link and check for the resume that we have received the same or not, and yes, you can see that this is the same resume. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our this action step also, and now we are going to move on forward and add another action step right over here. So we are going to add it, and now for the action application we are going to select it as Google Drive. So I'm going to select it as Google Drive, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now for the action event we are going to select it as upload a file. So we are going to scroll, and as you can see upload a file. So we are going to add this because I also want to add the same resume in my Google Drive folder, which is candidate's resume. So I'm going to click on connect, and now again it is asking me for the add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to again follow me, click on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And now again after selecting my account, it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly save, and as soon as we are going to click on allow, you can see that we have successfully connected our Google Drive account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the URL. So we are going to add the attachment link right over here. So I'm going to search for attachment link, and as you can see the same, so we are going to add it. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the folder ID. So to get this folder ID, we are going to read the help text, and it is saying enter the folder ID here. You can get the ID from your Google Drive folder, example this. So I'm going to open my Google Drive folder, and as you can see that this is the same, and over here you can see that this is the URL we have received. So we are going to get the folder ID after the folders. Over here you can see that this is our folder ID. So I'm going to get the folder ID after folders and slash. So over here you can see that this is my folder ID. So I'm going to copy it right from here, and then we are going to paste it in our folder ID manually. So yes, I don't want this to change every time, so that's why we are going to keep it as static only. And now we are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the file name. So I want the file name to be the name of my candidate. So I'm going to enter same again. So I'm going to map it right over here because I want to change it with every new response received. So I'm going to map it, and then we are going to click on save and send test request again. And yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully uploaded this file in our Google Drive. So I'm going to open my Google Drive right over here. And yes, you can see that we have successfully added this resume to right over here. So I'm going to open it. And yes, you can see that we have successfully added the resume. So yes, with this, our workflow is successful, but I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So I'm going to do the test submission. For that, I'm going to open my Gmail, and we are going to send an email to the same email address again. So I'm going to enter the same email address. And now for the subject, I want the subject to be. So I want the body to be this. So now I'm going to attach the cover letter too. So I'm going to click on attach files, and over here you can see the cover letter. So we are going to attach this. And after attaching this, we are going to click on send again. And yes, as soon as we are going to click on send, you can see that we have successfully sent the cover letter too. So now this means that we have again did the test submission successfully, and this means that Pabbly has captured the response of the test submission, further filtered that if there is cover letter or resume in our subject, and then added the details of the mail in our Google Google Sheets and also added the resume in our Google Drive too. So I'm going to open my Google Sheets first and check for the new details added, and then we are going to open the Google Drive and check for the new details added. So this time we're not going to open our workflow again and again and click on save and send test request. I'll directly open my Google Sheets right over here, and as you can see that we have successfully added the new details right over here. Over here you can see that there's the new cover letter too. So now I'm going to open my Google Drive too, and over here you can see that we have successfully added the cover letter right over here too. So yes, with this our workflow is successful, and I'll summarize the workflow for you once. So for the trigger application we selected email parser. For the trigger event we selected new email. For the action application we selected filter by Pabbly, and then for the action event we selected filter values. Again for the action application we selected Google Sheets, and then for the action event we selected add new row. Again for the action application we selected Google Drive, and then for the action event we selected upload a file, because I wanted that as soon as a new email is received of any cover letter or resume sent by my potential candidate, automatically the details of that should be added in my Google Sheets, and further the resume should be added in my Google Drive too. So I'm going to do all of this because this automation ensures that all the candidates' resume are securely stored and easily accessible, while also maintaining a record of all of these received attachments in Google Sheets for tracking and references. This process saves us a significant time, ensures no important document is overlooked, and keeps our hiring process organized and efficient. So now with this we have successfully completed this workflow. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.